Discarded grief. Throughout life, we will experience many relationships. Some end well, others are left on a sour note. Due to the nature of the relationship shared between you and the person or surrounding people, you may find yourself denied access to the person before or after their death. You may experience rejection from traditional gatherings. You may not be welcomed at the funeral or homegoing ceremony. Unable to penetrate the group of those allowed to grieve openly, you can find yourself out on an ebb. Being frozen out of proceedings and being denied the knowledge of knowing where the person has been laid to rest can lead to grief being internalized, and a deep depression can set in as your need for closure is not legitimized. At this point, how can I resist the urge to share my personal experience? I won't. Put the kettle on. It's time for a tea and a bicky. Earlier, I explained the situation between my mother and myself. Divided by religion and perhaps cycles of generational trauma that are spoken about later on in the book and the course, I found myself out in the cold when my mother passed away. On trying to locate her body, I was eventually told by the chosen funeral director that I had been banned entry to visit at the family's request. Conflicting information was given surrounding my mother's funeral, so I contacted the crematorium. A ceremony was held at her place of worship. I didn't attend, for that would create a storm that nobody had to witness. Instead, I attended the crematorium for her direct cremation. There, I touched her coffin and silently thanked her for my life. Whilst no words were spoken inside the crematorium, I was met by the bitterly hostile wrath of my very Christian siblings and lambasted by my mother's favourite aunt. My young son and I then went on our way. It was hard. It could have been a different situation if rifts had been healed before my mother's death. But where's the fun in that? I am able to write this book and these courses because I have personally experienced grief in many of its forms. This is just another one, and I am grateful for the opportunity to let you know that when it comes to relationships, they're not all love and light, and it's okay. Once close relationships do not always end as intended, but they do offer strangely beautiful lessons and opportunities for self-repair and little chances each day to acknowledge the wonders of life in every situation. If it is at all possible, it is always good to make amends.